In this video, we will be going over the assembly instructions for the Cyberpunk Militech Pistol. If you follow these instructions, you should get the same results as you see here. We're going to start with the slider that goes into the back of the gun. We're going to need a rubber band. I've found that a thin rubber band works the best. If the rubber band is too loose, we can just do a double loop to give it a stronger pull. Go ahead and loop the rubber band around the slider and place it inside of the gun. We'll need to use the hook tool that comes with this 3D print. Slide it down the barrel into the center of the gun where the ejection port is. Use your finger to help hook the rubber band onto the hook tool and pull it through the barrel just past the hole where the second sight goes. Take your second sight and insert it with the hook facing the barrel and unhook the rubber band from the hook tool using a screwdriver or another hook tool, does not matter. If there's too much friction and the slider isn't sliding how you like, I recommend using some sandpaper just to sand down the edges of the slider until it slides how you like. Next, we're going to insert the button and spring for the magazine release. Take this spring, I believe it is spring 1, and insert it into this side slot here. Once it's inserted, use the hook tool or a screwdriver or something flat to rotate the spring and push it towards the front of the gun. You might struggle with this at first, but after some pushing, it should go into place. Then take the button and insert it into the slot. Give it a couple pushes, make sure that it is sliding how you would like it to. If it's not, again, I recommend using some sandpaper to loosen it up. And now your magazine should lock into place. If your magazine is a little sticky, again, use that sandpaper. Lastly, we will put the trigger into the gun. We will need the trigger, the spring, the rod, and the trigger cover. First is the spring. We'll take the spring and insert it into the slot right where the trigger should go. Tilt the gun forward and peer down the ejection port to make sure that the spring is set into place. Then take the trigger and slide it all the way up into that slot. Try and keep the back of it pressed up against the wall as you slide it up. Lastly, take the rod and place the rod into the hole. Test out the trigger, make sure that it's set in correctly, and glue in the trigger cover. Careful not to get any glue on the rod into the trigger, or your trigger may not rotate. This has been the assembly instructions for the Militech Pistol.